Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Monday, March 22nd, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 615 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Trump says removing filibuster would be catastrophic for the Republican Party. U.S. Navy inks deal for a 10th Virginia-class submarine. A deluge of donations, GoFundMe efforts for Atlanta spa victims raised $3.50 just days after rampage. 12-year-old stabbed in neck while waiting in line at McDonald's, Pennsylvania cops say. UFO report details difficult to explain sightings, says U.S. ex-intelligence director. Glock pistol disguised as toy Nerf gun seized in North Carolina drug raid. Man gets stuck in stranger's chimney, then charged with murder, Arkansas police say. Biden didn't open the U.S.-Mexico border, but it isn't closed either. Here are the 10 U.S. counties that have had the biggest increase in Asian residents. Why cannot the IRS just send Americans a refund, or a bill? The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Supreme Court agrees to review Boston Marathon bomber's death penalty case, CNN. Live updates, Biden, Harris to resume help is here tour as scrutiny over border strategy continues, The Washington Post. Spiders and snakes swarm Australian homes as they flee record floods, CNN. Trump still being investigated over Capitol riot, top prosecutor says, The Guardian. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's Oprah interview prompts Buckingham Palace to consider appointing diversity chief, Fox News. Hard drives are about to get supercharged, Engadget. We need to start thinking more critically about long COVID, stat. Trump says GOP has pretty deep bench if he doesn't seek re-election. The Hill. As Congress prepares to take up D.C. statehood, national support grows, CBS News. U.S. and allies set to announce coordinated sanctions on China over Uyghurs genocide, Politico. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. LeBron James goes viral for his fantastic basketball contraption. Supreme Court to consider reinstating death penalty against Boston bomber. Ana de Armas makes it absolutely clear she's not back with Ben Affleck. Trump to launch his own social media platform, advisor says. Why you shouldn't worry about kids catching COVID-19 at the playground. Stanford coach rips NCAA tournament for another sexist diss, COVID testing. Rick Moranis looks like Capitol rioter and Twitter ain't afraid of no jokes. Queen Elizabeth honors her history with names for her new puppies. Claudia Conway returns on American Idol and Kellyanne Conway sings. Experts predict what summer will be like with the COVID-19 pandemic. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. 60-year-old man charged with sixth alley. Army vet walks for PTSD awareness. Search for boys' bodies called off. Project aims to get flood victim back in home. Cheerleading team suspended for alleged hazing. 8,000 vaccinated in two-day stadium event. Police, 6-year-old girl shot over spilled water. 100+ arrests for illegal street racing. Parents charged in infant's death. Hiking challenge promotes parks, forests. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Supreme Court to consider death sentence in Boston Marathon bombing case. Politics updates. House Democrats will make the case that Washington, D.C., should be granted statehood. Business updates. Microsoft will ease workers back to the office starting next week. U.S. study finds AstraZeneca's vaccine to be 79% effective. Biden's $1.9 trillion challenge, end the coronavirus crisis faster. The AstraZeneca vaccine is safe. How can we get people to trust it? Class and the history of Korean Americans in Georgia. Michael Kovrig, Canadian accused of spying, is tried in China. New York City subway needs riders to save it, will they? In the Latin Quarter, Paris's intellectual heartbeat grows fainter. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Cuomo accuser's lawyer calls on AG to end Cuomo's obvious interference with harassment probe. Johnny Depp's home broken into by intruder who stole liquor, took a shower, report. Prince William is upset, missing his brother after Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's Oprah interview, report. Dr. Mehmet Oz begins Jeopardy! Hosting gig Monday. KT McFarland, US-China Cold War, it's real and Biden admin better start doing this. Border crisis, Biden now tells migrants don't come but had a different message in a 2019 debate. MSNBC personalities share 2019 photo of crowded Miami Beach and failed coronavirus shaming attempt. Migrants in Tijuana border camp plead with Biden for U.S. entry. Dire impact of coronavirus forces legendary Love's Bakery of Hawaii to close. NFL to allow public to attend Cleveland draft, selected vaccinated fans to sit in inner circle. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Monday, March 22nd. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Pupils and staff are evacuated from school after huge explosion. Coronavirus, Brits claim yawning, screaming and losing teeth are possible vaccine side effects. Teacher banned for blog about his pupils saying girls look like Eastern European prostitutes. Teacher orders 7 calculators from Morrison's but gets pasta bakes. Wanted, faces of Bristol kill the Bill Ma police will want to speak to. UK travel, Tyneside, home to Sandhaven Beach, George V's favorite. New York City high schools reopen for in-person classes amid COVID. Mother saves toddler from being crushed by a falling slab of snow. King of Belgium marks 5th anniversary of Brussels terror attack. Ofcom will not pursue investigation against BBC for using N-word in report despite 18,000 complaints. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. China puts Michael Kovrig on trial amid frigid ties with U.S. and Canada. Where do U.S. and China go from here? Saudi Arabia offers ceasefire plan to Yemen rebels. COVID-19 live updates. As restrictions drop, new coronavirus infections in the U.S. begin to rise after months of declines. Tool created to aid cleanup from Microsoft hack in broad use. Europe to impose sanctions on Chinese officials over abuses against Uyghurs, others. Explainer, players in Israel's 4th election in 2 years. Terrorism conviction of German rapper's wife upheld by court. Teachers lament chaotic virus rules in German schools. AstraZeneca, once touted as a pandemic slayer, faces challenges. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Biden under pressure over children crossing U.S.-Mexico border, live. Coronavirus live news, Irish PM speaks out against vaccine export ban, Germany could allow Easter family visits despite third wave. Vladimir Putin to receive COVID-19 vaccine on Tuesday. Italians urge to boycott Amazon to support day of strikes. Picasso's plates and a rocket launch, Monday's best photos. Death row inmates await Biden's promise to end federal executions. Vesuvius killed people of Pompeii in 15 minutes, study suggests. I glug the Queen's Gambit like Fanta, my year of living vicariously through TV. Dortmund's decline gives Haaland a hump in Klaus Riola's grand plan. Andy Brazel. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Court could reimpose Boston Marathon bomber's death sentence. Putin to get coronavirus vaccine shot in Russia on Tuesday. Germany looks set to extend virus lockdown measures again. Miami Beach mayor's plea to spring break revelers, please vacation responsibly. Rep. Tom Reed apologizes after sexual misconduct claims, says he won't run for office. Strikes on northwest Syria kill one person, cause wide damage. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. John Magufuli, African leaders mourn former Tanzania president. Australia floods, rainfall set to peak as weather systems collide. Iceland volcano eruption, onlookers flock to see Mount Fagradalsfjall. Turkish lira falls 15% after bank governor sacked. Aretha Franklin's family protest about National Geographic's Genius biopic. Congo-Brazzaville, Guy Brice Parfait Calles dies from COVID on poll day. IKEA France on trial for snooping on staff and customers. Olympic surfing hopeful killed by lightning. Myanmar coup, detained BBC journalist Aung Thur released. India coronavirus, experts say sharp rise in COVID-19 cases alarming. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. A quarter of Americans partially vaccinated, AstraZeneca says vaccine 79% effective, spring break rattles Miami Beach, live COVID-19 updates. Hard workers, dedicated mothers, striving immigrants, these are the 8 people killed in the Atlanta area spa shootings. Derek Chauvin trial hive, court seeking 2 more jurors with 1 week until opening statements. How a pandemic upended the business of death. On this day, March 22, 1895. Almost 3,000 push-ups in an hour, can 63-year-old ex-Marine set a new world record? Showbiz minute, Borat, Minaj, U.S. box office. AP top stories March 22. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Is it inevitable that a prominent Democrat will challenge Newsom in the recall? Rural California schools have been open for months, it's taken a learning curve. Column, it's time for Newsom to pick California's Attorney General, here are some contenders. Family of shooting victim calls for hate crime investigation. I cannot suffer in silence anymore, demonstrators remain vigilant in protests against anti-Asian attacks. Los Angeles coronavirus numbers continue to decline, raising hope for more reopenings. Man arrested after drone found with a bag of heroin on board, Simi Valley police say. California adopts 3-foot spacing rule for classrooms, changing reopening equation. Suburban radicals, inside the resurgence of right-wing extremism in Orange County. LA goth nightclub known for rituals and secrecy has closed amid sexual misconduct claims. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Monday, March 22, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. 60% of 18 to 25-year-olds say they are merely surviving or flat out struggling right now. U.S. and allies set to announce coordinated sanctions on China over Uyghurs genocide. First strike of Amazon workers in Italy. Consumers asked not to buy from online retailer all day. Bulgaria exposes massive Russian spy ring. Neo-Nazi groups use Instagram to recruit young people, warns hope not hate. Global shortage in computer chips reaches crisis point. Europe must act as Lebanon collapses, France says. Myanmar regime troops shoot 8 people dead in Mandalay night raid on March 21. China denies incursion as 200 ships dock at Philippine Reef. U.S. President Joe Biden has called Turkey's abandonment of an international agreement aimed at preventing violence against women deeply disappointing. In a White House statement posted Sunday, Biden said Turkey's withdrawal from the Istanbul Convention was sudden and unwarranted. Police officers who fled Myanmar say they were ordered to shoot people, including family members, if they are not on the side of the army. Scotland approves first medical cannabis clinic. COVID, AstraZeneca vaccine 79% effective with no increased blood clot risk. U.S. trial study of over 32,000 people included review of risks of cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. Japan mulling order to deploy military if China attacks Taiwan. Images show senior government staff performing sex acts at Australian Parliament House. The next headlines are from Forbes. Australia floods, 18,000 evacuate and millions under warnings amid worst flooding in decades. Pro-impeachment Republicans blast Democrats for probe of closed Iowa House election. Lil Wayne's cannabis brand GKUA launches in Oklahoma. William Shatner turns 90. K-pop superstar Wonho ongoing solo, it's really a meaningful process. Facebook banned 1.3 billion accounts over 3 months to combat fake and harmful content. The importance of business leadership in a post-COVID world. Winery owner Kathleen Inman leads by example for women entering wine industry. A short history of Amazon's product review ecosystem, and where we are today. Uncertain outlook for Chinook helicopter endangers 18,000 jobs, especially in Pennsylvania. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Vera Rubin, astronomer extraordinaire, a new biography. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,693,728,819 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Amazon Prime Video takes U.S., most of Europe on Be Children from Benhoff Zoo after Fremantle deal. Linda Ronstadt sells recorded music assets to Irving Ossoff's iconic artists group. Berlin Prize winner The Girl and the Spider finds U.S. distribution with Cinema Guild exclusive. It was a rigged election. Donald Trump weighs in on elections, teases new platform in podcast. Social media star David Dobrik leaves disco app startup after sexual assault accusation against ex-member of his entourage. America wins Best Film at India's National Film Awards. Asian content streamer Rakuten Viki adds transactional VOD in North America exclusive. David Hasselhoff is back and taking on Zay Network in Germany. Dominic Buchanan and Bennett McGee's home team appoints Jessica Hill as Senior Development Exec, Global Bulletin. Sky Studios promotes Jane Milechip to Chief Content Officer for Europe. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Supreme Court to hear appeal of Boston Marathon bombers' vacated death sentences. Grounded for spring break, college students talk about who got the shot, and how. Philippines calls on China to remove massive fishing fleet at disputed reef. Black church leaders in Georgia on the importance of souls to the polls. With stronger Democratic support, D.C. statehood fight returns to Capitol Hill. Fraudsters still claim unemployment relief, as feds pump billions more into a system. High-stakes Supreme Court clash between growers, farm workers could blow up other laws. China put second Canadian on trial for espionage and bars spectators. GOP Rep Tom Reed won't seek elected office following sexual misconduct allegations. AstraZeneca vaccine can prevent COVID-19, late-stage study says. The following headlines are from the week. What the Writers Guild Awards winners might mean for the Oscars. The race is on to create an oral COVID-19 vaccine. France's confidence in the AstraZeneca vaccine is astonishingly low. The Daily Business Briefing, March 22, 2021. 10 Things You Need to Know Today, March 22, 2021. Biden's early successes prove experience matters. Ruthie Thorpe recommends 6 books that knocked her out. 6 homes with beautiful kitchens. How earmarks can help fix Congress. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. On a dime. The next headlines are from Universe Today. More audio from Perseverance, the crunch of its wheels on the Martian regolith. Oh, the irony, there are likely water worlds everywhere, but they're covered in ice and impossible to investigate. A plan to store seeds, spores, eggs and sperm on the moon for safekeeping. Every spring a single cloud forms at one of Mars' tallest mountains and only lasts for a few hours. These are the news headlines for today, Monday, March 22. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Moon and Winter Circle on March 21 and 22. Scientists stunned to discover plants beneath mile-deep Greenland ice. How plants manage the shift from winter to spring. 10 years after Japan's big tsunami. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. AstraZeneca, study shows vaccine is safe and effective. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. Stephen Brown, an editor and a gentleman. Supreme Court agrees to hear case on Boston Marathon bomber's death sentence. Trump hints at launching his own social media platform. Vaccine mystery, why J&J's shots aren't reaching more arms. Jim Clyburn is ticking off some in the White House. He's perfectly fine with that. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. The Morrison government will never get serious about stopping sexual harassment at work. Want to mitigate the risk? Don't build on floodplains. From the archives, 1911, the sinking of the SS Yongala. Target time and super quiz, Tuesday, March 23. Barrister the next casualty in anti-Porter hate train. Tears to and fears in Quad's bid to preserve democracy. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. The latest illustrations from artist Matt Golding. Best of Cartoons, March 23, 2021. Extremely dangerous, flooding disaster up and down the NSW coast. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Market Snapshot, why you should not freak out about the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield hitting 1.7%. Making it rain, DraftKings co-founders pocket more than $600 million combined in 2020. Coronavirus update, U.S. on track to almost triple vaccine output in March, as new variants pressure Europe and Brazil. Market Snapshot, Nasdaq rises solidly as yields pull back but down nursing slight gain. Revolut seeks U.S. bank charter with draft application. Metal stocks, gold prices retreat from 3-week peak as tech stocks catch a bid. Outside the box, investing in real estate during COVID-19. Best new ideas in retirement, it's time to close the racial retirement gap. Support.com stock skyrockets after merger deal with Bitcoin mining company. I don't think these are college kids, Miami mayor warns people against descending on Florida. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. IPO and JPO to be competent ISA and IP to each other under PCT. EPO publishes Patent Index 2020 and more, IP News Center. Protecting intellectual property rights in Hong Kong and China, Lexology. Yusu Lab invents faster, smaller electric car charger, KSL.com. FAQs, patent legislation and procedure, Lexology. How to turn your idea into a successful business like Joy Mangano, Forbes. Patent holding company wins $308.5 million judgment against Apple, coming for Google and Amazon next, Mies Pauwrooser. The next headlines are from Quartz. Dads are waking up to the stress of balancing caregiving with a career. The EU is sanctioning China for the first time since Tiananmen Square. Can a new vaccine prevent opioid overdoses? A Beijing diplomat's feisty words to the U.S. and Alaska now adorn patriotic merchandise. AstraZeneca in U.S., China's oil refineries, book talk. Salary hikes at TCS indicate Indian IT is thriving. India's military is one of the strongest in the world, but its soldiers are among the worst paid. The COVID-19 pandemic has created Africa's next big investment opportunity. India's financial hub is reeling under its worst COVID-19 surge so far. 9 of the 10 happiest countries in the world are in Europe. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Whistleblower says AT&T has been ripping off U.S. schools for a decade. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at TechDirt. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Rutgers. Tinnitus. Tom Reed. Sedition. David Dobrik. Deshaun Jackson. Knicks. Rutgers basketball. Derecho. Nets. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Ukrainians to be forced to sell property in Crimea as new Russian law forbids all foreigners from owning land on country's border. France's branch of IKEA on trial over alleged spying on employees. Ditch the dollar and scrap Western payment systems with us to avoid U.S. sanctions sting, Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov tells China. Why won't U.S. billionaire Stan Kroenke pay to fireproof arsenal buildings? Russia prepared for possibility of being cut off from SWIFT, Kremlin says. EU announces plan to sanction 11 people tied to Myanmar coup. One Taiwanese pilot killed, another missing, after fighter jets collide in third such crash in 6 months. Making some noise, Russia's Avsa Ragova aiming for loud statement on Belater Bow, says women are more aggressive in cage. Russian regional governor facing time behind bars on corruption charges after allegedly accepting $415K bribe from pharma company. Norwegian police want to question PM over illegal sushi party that broke COVID-19 rules. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. The Fed has forced investors to take on excess risk. Powell slams Bitcoin, says crypto more a substitute for gold and dollar. The 4 most dangerous distortions. Saudis launch major Gulf naval drills to protect oil facilities against terror attacks. Existing home sales plunge as high-rate impacts accelerate. Capital controls imminent as Turkey slides beyond point of no return. Rabo, the Fed believes that making rich people richer helps poor people be less poor. Germany moves to extend COVID lockdown, UK scientist warns summer travel unlikely as third wave worsens. China retaliates after EU sanctions CCP over Uyghur crackdown in first since Tiananmen Square. Key events this week, PMIs and Powell trifecta. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. EU sanctions Chinese officials over Uyghur abuses. Spikia, IKEA France goes on trial over claims it spied on staff. U.S. Supreme Court to weigh reimposing Boston bomber death sentence. How the COVID-19 pandemic is affecting mental health. Espionage trial concludes for second Canadian detained in China. UK, what is the police, crime, sentencing and courts bill? Will latest push for accountability for Syria torture succeed? Israel revokes permit of Palestinian foreign minister. Restoring the right to breathe, migration detention must end. Algeria issues terrorism warrants for exiled activists. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Children's book celebrates how Dr. Fauci became America's doctor. Senator Bill Hagerty, Biden Pentagon nominee Kellyanne Cole may have knowingly leaked classified information. Leaked photos reveal Biden's detention cells for migrant children on border. Exclusive Rep Greg Murphy, move National Guard to crisis at our border. James O'Keefe releases photos of border facility, taunts Jen Psaki for denying media access. NFL planning large, live, in-person draft in Cleveland. Border crisis overshadows Biden effort to sell coronavirus spending bill. McCabe, kind of shocked Capitol rioters haven't been charged with sedition already. San Francisco leaders demand school board member resign over 2016 tweet saying Asian Americans not woke enough. Emergency break, Merkel's Germany to extend and tighten lockdown restrictions. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Georgia lab experiments show CBD reduces plaque and improves cognition in early onset Alzheimer's. Dr. Patch Adams, known for wearing a clown nose, has a foot amputated, and he says he's thrilled. Watch. Vitamin D supplements protect black population against COVID-19, according to new research. Fun facts and strange customs to celebrate the vernal equinox. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Monday, March 22nd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Murder convict in jail for 16 years, SC recommends remission, but he died in December last year. Officer shot in friendly fire incident involving cow. World's first airport for flying cars and drones opens this year. In 1944, a physician began ejaculating thousands of deadly parasite eggs in the name of science. Texas girl, 6, fatally shot by relative over spilled water, at a loss for words, grandma says. Officer shot while trying to catch escaped cow. Glock pistol disguised as toy Nerf gun seized in North Carolina drug raid. Man arrested after taking his toddler into an elephant enclosure at San Diego Zoo. Missing girls found by cops on locked Scots train after overnight ordeal. I don't want sex with anyone, the growing asexuality movement. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Desiccantly removes the headaches and mistakes of building a Shopify store by doing it for you. I would die for my dehumidifier. Learn PMP, Agile, Six Sigma and other project management staples with this giant bundle. Consent apps don't stop sexual violence, so quit trying to make them. Brazil's no-charger fine will cost Apple just 0.00007% of its 2020 revenue. Blue Sound launches new soundbar, strives to become the audiophile Sonos. Ugh, it's 2021 and your company's digital transformation is still only skin deep. The tech industry is abuzz about the PRO Act. What is it? Of course, Donald Trump is building his own social media platform. Is your internet connection driving you mad? Here's what might be behind it. The following headlines are from Science Daily. The astonishing self-organization skills of the brain. Its curvature foreshadows the next financial bubble. Systematic approach to forest and water supply management. Big breakthrough for massless energy storage. Cells burn more calories after just one bout of moderate aerobic exercise, OSU study finds. Bacteria may aid anti-cancer immune response. Deluge of DNA changes drives progression of fatal melanomas. Does harsh parenting lead to smaller brains? Hunger hormone ghrelin affects monetary decision-making. Weekly insulin helps patients with type 2 diabetes achieve similar blood sugar control to daily insulin. The next headlines are from Information Week. How scholarships can support diversity and inclusion in tech. 5 AI for industry myths debunked. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Monday, March 22nd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Defiant Kane commissioners declare end to Utah's mask mandate, but state order still holds. Adult film star urges Utah Governor Spencer Cox to veto porn blocker bill. Kurd Wasatch Fault may be even more destructive and deadly than previously thought. Even when Utah lifts mandate, you'll still need a mask to shop at grocery stores. Fire damages Salt Lake City warehouse with murals of those killed by police, leaves one man injured. Was a helium well in the Utah wilderness a bust? Letter, a whale of a fail. How close is Utah to having the coronavirus under control? Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert stands by his defensive bona fides after Ben Simmons' criticism. To me, it's about impact. Now Utah uranium mill plans to export rare earth materials to Estonia. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Democrats plan to bombard big tech with series of antitrust bills. Apple's HomePod Mini has a secret sensor waiting to be switched on. How William Shatner is celebrating his 90th birthday. Is Sergey Brin building the world's biggest, climate-friendly aircraft? Half the UK's adult population has received at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Apple told to pay $308.5 million for infringing DRM patent. Apple fined $2 million in Brazil for selling iPhones without a charger. Are tech companies squandering the good of all for extractive behaviors? Stricter rules for internet platforms, what are the alternatives? John Cleese sells Brooklyn Bridge NFT, as craze sparks stunts and culture wars. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. A call for vaccinators and volunteers to help meet demand for COVID shots. Missouri Baptist Medical Center memorializes the year since its first COVID patient. 61% of Americans see undesired weight change during pandemic, report says. Supreme Court could reimpose Boston Marathon bomber's death sentence. What to do if you cannot pay your tax bill. U.S. Representative Rodney Davis visits Gateway Convention Center COVID clinic today. Temperatures reach near 70 Monday, rain returns Tuesday. Muni 2021 summer season tickets on sale starting today. U.S. data shows AstraZeneca vaccine effective for all ages, 79% effective. Alton officer trapped for over an hour inside car after crash. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Big bear bald eagle baby dies as it began to hatch. Get a free Krispy Kreme donut every day in 2021 for showing your vaccination card. U.S. data shows AstraZeneca vaccine effective for all ages. Poway Unified Middle, high school students return to campus. 2 men accused of stealing ATM lead officers on chase. California recommends 3 feet of space between students in classrooms. Married 66 years, husband and wife die minutes apart of virus. 21-year-old dies after head-on crash involving teens leaving football game. Texas Roadhouse CEO dies by suicide after unbearable COVID symptoms. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. IKEA France goes on trial for spying on staff members. Quick news, Eyes, Lift, Last, Annie, Forspoken, Dark Horizons. Rat steals pet cat's GPS tracking device, lead owner on chase under his neighborhood. Russia's top envoy in UK brands diplomatic ties nearly dead. Russia-UK diplomatic ties nearly dead, top envoy says. Elon Musk says Tesla would be shut down if its cars were used for spying in China. iPhone anti-spy secret codes, how to use them to avoid hijacking calls and texts. Bulgaria arrests spy ring supporting Russian intel network, clearance jobs. Spy phone mobile tracker application for the safety and security of your loved ones. Putin's next victims, spy alerts targets in UK they are on Russia's assassination list. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Navy expects MQ-25 Stingray to conduct approximately 960 annual flight operations. Russian-backed rebels deploys tanks near demarcation line in eastern Ukraine. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Ancient beauty Wang's Heojin's shifting significance. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Monday, March 22, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. How the Livermore School District planned its return to classrooms. Newsfeed now, Miami Beach is reaching a breaking point with spring breakers, a perfect wedding takes a dive. Americans see undesired weight change during pandemic, report. Dream job, Sonoma County winery offers free rent, $10,000 a month. How to get a free Krispy Kreme donut every day in 2021. Woman arrested in connection with car fire outside California TV station. Trump plans social media return with his own platform, advisor says. 2-year-old injured by horse in East Bay. AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine study results look promising for U.S. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. New mass COVID-19 vaccination site to open Friday in Forest Park. Nathan Gass, 2021 candidate for Lakeview Public Library District Trustee. Vanessa Villarreal, 2021 candidate for Lakeview Public Library District Trustee. Paul A. Schreck, 2021 candidate for Lakeview Public Library District Trustee. No Basement Blues, Goodell on hand for draft in Cleveland. Christopher K. Pudelag, 2021 candidate for Addison Public Library Trustee. Better, Intercom launches the Bet HD2 wagering channel from the Score. Authorities identify McHenry man as Schaumburg crash victim. Early voting to expand Monday, here's where you can cast your ballot. Better, one-time listener Sean Thompson moves up to afternoon host at Wind. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Fremont Sunday Market reopens in a pandemic world after winter hibernation. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Monday, March 22nd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Executing Commander's Intent at Machine Speed for Cyber. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Toddler denies eating cupcakes despite sweet evidence in adorable viral video. Wife of missing man upset with HPD for waiting days to start search. Ovations, heartbreaks and a curveball mark the start of Hollywood Week on American Idol. San Diego, video shows father dropping 2-year-old daughter during escape from elephant habitat at zoo. Texas Roadhouse CEO dies after experiencing unbearable COVID-19 symptoms. Monday brings gusty winds, more clouds, and some rain. Dr. Anthony Fauci to star in new children's book. Lake Jackson police searching for suspect who shot at woman's car during road rage. County-by-county breakdown on COVID-19 vaccine distributions. Police searching for man accused of attempting to kidnap child near Memorial Park. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. USS Constitution honors first female chief petty officer. EU targets 11 Myanmar officials over coup, crackdown. Bill to aid US publishers versus Google, Facebook rises again. Jury selection in third week for ex-cop's trial in Floyd death. Kia won't pursue Senate but will run for governor in 2024. Shooting victim's husband says police detained him for hours. Pollard defends spying on US for Israel in rare interview. Trump endorses challenger against Georgia elections chief. A look at Ohioans facing charges in the US Capitol siege. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Woman headed to protest against anti-Asian violence punched in suspected hate crime. Early edition, turns out rich people avoid taxes at a far higher rate than the IRS previously knew. Extra, Miami Spring Breakers vow to defy SWAT teams and party on. Here are the COVID-19 restrictions that are about to loosen in NY. NY pharmacies can now give vaccines to New Yorkers with underlying conditions. Crowded party violating COVID rules shut down in Tribeca for the second time this year. NYPD investigates assault on Asian man as a hate crime, while rallies planned today. Riverside Park unveiling re-growth public art exhibit this summer. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. The UN Food Systems Summit, how not to respond to the urgency of reform. Brexit shows why traders need reliable information but many are ahead of the game. Why water and sanitation systems are vital for the economy. The value of water goes far beyond its stock price. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Nord Stream 2 behind Biden's gratuitous slander of Putin. Pentagon, extremism training needed for troops who see Capitol riot and BLM protests is similar. How the U.S. military subverted the Afghan peace agreement to prolong an unpopular war. IBM partners with Moderna for COVID reset. Health passports are here. Former head of group that sponsors drag queen story hour arrested on child pornography charges. Mayor de Blasio tells NYPD to pay people home visits for hurtful comments. Video, UK announces vaccine certificates, says they are not vaccine passports. The never-ending battle between Leviathan and Liberty. President of taxpayer-funded anti-racist group funneled nearly $300K to husband's law firm. The best way to play the Bitcoin boom? The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Did GOP post devastating tweet about education? Sorry, GOP U.S. Rep Tom Reed retiring amid misconduct claim. AstraZeneca, U.S. data shows vaccine effective for all ages. Texas Roadhouse CEO Kent Taylor dies amid COVID-19 struggle. Man arrested after carrying toddler into zoo elephant habitat. Monopoly is, finally, updating the community chest cards. Is this real video of a man installing AC while perched on stack of ladders? Did a professor berate a student unable to use internet due to Myanmar coup? Is Subway offering $55 gift cards on Facebook for its anniversary? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Whistleblower exposes jerk-off club inside Australian Parliament. Marriage certificate proves Harry and Meghan did not marry in their backyard as they told Oprah. It's time to start planning your summer vegetable garden now. Sean Young on surviving Hollywood's many toxic men. Can you abbreviate X word clues? Most def. Brooklyn silk pillowcase gives your beauty rest more bang for its buck. How the U.S. military got whipsawed by an Afghan timber war. How right-wing dark money is trying to kneecap the Biden Department of Justice. Stigma kills, and it's killing Asian sex workers now. Europe's vaccine freakout could poison the U.S. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Watch Claudia Conway's American Idol performance that wowed judges. Australia to rescue thousands as Sydney faces worst floods in 60 years. Rudy Giuliani reportedly wanted NYPD to arrest Ballard crew for extortion. Why Breeders remains television's most relatable portrayal of modern parenting. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, everyone is missing the point of the Big Bang scene. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. How do supermassive black holes grow so large? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Severe flooding hits New South Wales, Australia. Historic forest in France supplies oak trees to rebuild Notre Dame. State of emergency declared in Miami amid spring break partying. New Florida invasive species is a 10-foot-long river monster. Volcano that was dormant for 6,000 years erupts in Iceland. Gottlieb warns New York virus variant could be fueling new outbreaks. Worst flooding in decades hits Australia's east coast. Infections surge across Europe as global community sees hope in vaccines. Gottlieb warns of potential for new outbreaks fueled by troubling New York virus variant. COVID complacency runs rampant on Florida beaches amid outbreaks. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Arnold Schwarzenegger best suited to terminate aliens, according to UK survey. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Trump claims bigger than ever support after Twitter ban. Miami Beach extends curfew over COVID-19 concerns, wild parties of flocking spring breakers. NJ Governor Murphy warns of fast-spreading COVID variant infection rates. Supreme Court to consider reinstating death penalty for Boston Marathon bomber Tucker Sarneev. Vin Diesel's 10-year-old son joining Fast and Furious franchise's younger version of Dad's character, report. Olympic surfing hopeful Catherine Diaz dead at 22 after being struck by lightning while training in El Salvador. Rep. Tom Reed apologizes and plans to retire following misconduct claim, won't challenge Cuomo in 2022. Husband of Atlanta spa shooting victim says he was handcuffed by police for 4 hours after attack. AstraZeneca's COVID vaccine is 79% effective, new U.S. study finds. House city homeless in vacant apartments, says Brooklyn BP Eric Adams. The following headlines are from military.com. U.S. military operations challenging China's territorial claims peaked under Trump. In French woods, rivals take aim at Senators' World War I research. In Kabul, Pentagon chief speaks of responsible end to war. A year into pandemic, veterans' walls barely hanging on. AP sources, Iran threatens U.S. Army base and top general. Prosecutor, man accused of one murder says he really killed 16. Defense chief arrives in Kabul on first trip to Afghanistan. Doctors found jet fuel in veteran's lungs, he cannot get full benefits. U.S. deploys Green Berets to defeat ISIS-linked insurgents accused of beheading children on a new front in southern Africa. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, here's what's happening Monday with COVID-19 in the Chicago area. Watch live, Pritzker, Preckwinkle visit mass vaccination site in Forest Park. Shooting blocks from Chicago police headquarters leaves one man dead, one woman wounded in Bronzeville. Daywatch, vaccine envy in Illinois, the fight to control carjackings and what to eat during Chicago Restaurant Week. Hit and run in West Englewood leaves 45-year-old in critical condition, Chicago police say. Pandemic batters Middle School Sports Association in Illinois, no state tournaments means no revenue, $1.5 million budget hole. A year after his coronavirus shutdown, Governor J.B. Pritzker will continue to face questions over the signature issue of his first term. One person killed, 3 others wounded including man attacked in home invasion robbery. West Side man charged with attempted murder in shooting that wounded officer, led to standoff. Texas Roadhouse CEO Kent Taylor dies amid COVID-19 struggle. The following headlines are from FIS.org. How cellular fingertips may help cells speak to each other. Plasmonic nanoreactors regulate selective oxidation via energetic electrons and non-confined thermal fields. New porous material promising for making renewable energy from water. Uncovering how physical structure of dietary fiber underpins its benefits to health. Talking to horses as we talk to young children. Superconductivity from buckled honeycomb vacancy ordering. To help insects, here's how to make them welcome in your garden. How we discovered a hidden world of fungi inside the world's biggest seed bank. A material that is superconductive at room temperature and lower pressure. Brexit could transform Wales from sheep farms to forest. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Monday, March 22nd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Should you walk or run for exercise? New eruption finally starts on the Reykjanes Peninsula in Iceland. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. El Salvador to commemorate surfer hit by lightning. Trump plans to launch his own social network in 2 to 3 months. Sponsored, protect your personal information with these online shopping tips. Comic, Netflix staple Joe Coy talks race, rejection in memoir. New this week, Tina, Runaway Bunny and City on a Hill. Serbian Soccer Association President Slavica Keys resigns. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. MRS, Doubtfire director confirms there's an R-rated version. 2-year-old girl stepped on by horse in Oakley airlifted to hospital. Easter brunch, secret ingredient quiche, cinnamon rolls and other Sunday dishes. Former 49ers phenom Jared Hayne found guilty of sexual assault in Australia. Easter brunch recipe, spicy goddess flatbread. Easter brunch recipe, caramel apple cinnamon rolls. Easter brunch recipe, cast iron quiche. Passover recipe, little gem salad with pickled celery and tahini dressing. Passover recipe, Jake Cohen's roasted tomato brisket. Passover recipe, Jake Cohen's macaroon brownies. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Florida expands vaccine eligibility to age 50 and over. Family members find second victim dead following shooting. Report, addiction cost West Virginia estimated $11 billion in 2019. No Confederate Memorial Day in Mississippi's Lee County. Nest webcam, Big Bear bald eagle chick dies while hatching. Vandals damage bronze door of Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. 2 from Massachusetts killed in I-93 crash in Windham. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Monday, March 22, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Virtues of modeling many faults, new method illuminates shape of Alaskan quake. Modifying an implant, dental implant biomaterials. Unmet need for equipment to help with bathing, toileting among older adults. Expressing some doubts about Android faces. Lung cancer resistance, the key is glucose. COVID-19 pandemic severely impacts mental health of young people. United States ranks lowest in overall policies to help parents support children. Move your body for 5 minutes every hour to counteract lockdown inactivity. No connection between proximity to Stockholm terrorist attack and attitudes to terrorism. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Man reported missing from Englewood. Semi-rollover blocks IL-394 to I-80. Officials announced 75,380 vaccinations as Illinois records 1,431 new COVID-19 cases. Live updates. Underdog versus underdog, Oregon State up next for Loyola. Loyola captures Dwayne Wade's attention, anyone has Sister Jean info. High school football schedule, week 2. Robert Rose resigns as Cook County Land Bank Authority's $225K a year executive director. 20 shot, 4 fatally, in Chicago this weekend. NFL will hold draft in Cleveland next month. Crash takes down overhead expressway sign in Northwest Indiana. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Bosnian dinner at the International Institute this Wednesday. Plenty of Missouri Republicans eyeing Roy Blunt's U.S. Senate seat. Best 10 international dating sites to find love overseas. Fast weight loss pills, top 5 diet supplements guaranteed to work. Lean Belly 3X reviews, beyond 40, scam complaints or real weight loss ingredients. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Suspects arrested after 8 people were stabbed at a Detroit hookah lounge. Michigan workers call for Verner's boycott over labor dispute. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Monday, March 22, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Tony Busby sending Watson lawsuit details to local authorities. This week in Houston, food events, rodeo fair and a taste of spring. California Eden, sun, surf, sex, and some great music. Rockets reach dubious milestone with 20th straight loss. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a buddy series with a conscience. The Texas smoke break gives Houston a return to live music. The next headlines are about world records making news. World record holder inspires possible bar supplement for endurance, NutraIngredientsUSA.com. Sylvan Lake Tattoo Parlor sets sights on a world record, Sylvan Lake News. Meet Britain's best skipper, who broke 4 world records last year and skips so much he gets through a pair of trainers a month, Yahoo News UK. Virat Kohli creates unnoticed yet hard to be shattered world record in T20 cricket, Republic TV. Lincolnshire woman breaks world record on screwball scramble game, The Lincolnite. Man breaks the world record for the fastest time drinking Capri Sun, East Coast Radio. Saudi Water Desalination Corporation sets Guinness World Record, Arab News. Wadsworth High School student crafts 30,000 origami doves for world record display, Akron Beacon Journal. Nokia achieves 5G speed world record with Turk Telecom, Globe Newswire. Homefront wants to set world record for collecting diapers and baby wipes, CentralJersey.com. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Australia engulfed in once-in-a-century floods a year after monster bushfires. Why is it so hard to regrow hair? The HomePod Mini has a secret sensor, but Apple's smart home future is still nah. HBO's The Last of Us adaptation will deviate from the games in some big ways. Nordic Track's Peloton rival has a unique spin on indoor cycling, but lacks Cody Rigsby. 17 Google Assistant tricks you might not know about. Clear some shelf space because there's a buy 2, get 1 free game sale at Amazon. The Switch Pro controller is back down to $59. Video live stream of Iceland's erupting volcano is oddly soothing. UK police warn against using C-Hub's 85 million documents of pirated research. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Bernie in -Pinkani at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at -82.48 degrees Fahrenheit or -63.6 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Super Seducer 3 ban highlights Steam's fuzzy adult content rules. Samsung Galaxy S21 US sales have reportedly tripled compared to last year. Stabbing, crucifixion, eaten by eels, learn all about murder the Roman way. New York lawmaker wants to ban police use of armed robots. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump targets Georgia Secretary of State by backing far right-wing congressman in election bid to oust him. I thought he was coming back. Trump's plans for new social media platform is a flop with his fans. Texas elected problem solvers are creating more problems than they're solving. Analysis. This is tax evasion. Richest 1% of U.S. households don't report 21% of their income. Ohio GOP lawmakers are refusing to get vaccinated. Basically, the whole COVID thing is bogus. A growing universe of Trump associates under scrutiny as tax investigation enters next phase. Devin Nunes received a mysterious package from a known Russian agent, so why is he on the Intel committee? Frustrated GOP going after Biden's health because all of their other attacks have flopped. Columnist. Trump-loving MyPillow CEO looking for evidence of Satanism in Trump's election loss. Loyalist who backed Trump's election lies expected to challenge Georgia Secretary of State. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. The ageless and arresting climate activism of Jane Fonda. The Sunday news shows went all in on the border crisis, and I think it gave me hives. Democrats just announced they're off to a record-setting fundraising start through 2021. Raphael Warnock slams Georgia Republicans for pushing voting restrictions after the Atlanta massacre. Can a tanker full of liquefied natural gas ever be carbon neutral? The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. UFOs hovering in the minds of the British public, survey reveals, ENT magazine. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The golden days of Ayurveda are here, the Financial Express. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Monday, March 22nd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. More UFOs detected than public knows, admits former intelligence chief. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.